And also welcome Karen and Lynn Can. Wait,
Lillian,
sorry if I pronounced the name, but
it's all right. Thank you so much for having me. Um, let me confirm. Waiting for a lot of people to get me. Do you have the what do you call it? The document. Let me send you the document on WhatsApp, yeah? So that
okay.
you are able to project it for me so that I'm able to read it so that we can just go
Or
through this together.
maybe I give you the rights to share it.
And while at it, Nicholas, also add also Sylvian to also be the co-host, and he'll be able to share the link for a very important fellowship just to take guys through it as well,
Okay,
right?
let me do that.
Hi, those who are here. I hope we are getting people to keep time to join. I
Hey,
see
Miriam.
Karen, you're there. Good.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
we can anybody, I would suggest this. Do we have somebody call them on their
Yes, I'm trying
phones?
to send some information on the group. Let me try to do
Yes.
that so that we make sure that they are remembering.
Yes, it's important.
Okay, let's give them a few more minutes. Yeah, just a minute.
Today I'm actually using my laptop. I'm not gonna use my phone, unfortunately, today because of the document that I'm definitely sharing on my laptop. So these are the things that everybody needs to know about. Let me just open the
Okay.
document. Yeah.
So everyone, we are live on the YouTube and yeah, YouTube. You can share the link to those people you know.
Could you share the link in the chat, please, so that those who are not able to join can just join on YouTube? Let me see if I.
Okay, let me do that.
And then, Sylvan, you can share the program that you had shared in the IDA forum. Could you please also share the link? Since you're now the co-host, you'll be able to share the just what the program is all about, so that at least every neurodivergent person is aware about that.
Okay, let me share the link in the chat.
Yeah, and then you're able to present it to them so that they're able to see it.
No problem.
All right, thank you. Good evening, Isaac. So the rest will join us later, because I think we just want to start so that we don't get anybody delayed. I know the link has been shared in the chat, the YouTube link, so that we're able to circulate it to parents, especially those who are not able to join us, but they can watch us via YouTube, so that at least we're able to just follow through it. So those are still joining in, welcome. We want to start now. There are a lot of things that we'd want to talk a little bit about.
Sarah,
So at this time, yeah, yes, please. Just
maybe you give a few
second.
minutes and then we let
Yeah,
Nicholas
okay.
moderate so that he can learn to moderate. And
All right,
then
no problem.
whether we can give a few more people chance to join. I
Yeah,
know
let's just
people
give
are
people.
busy. I know people are busy and they need to start on time.
Yeah,
But let's give it a little bit more time.
okay.
Then,
Right, let me just sort out.
just a
Right.
few.
Right. Let me help with the YouTube link.
Yeah, you can also try to send information in the groups, so that people can remember to, because I'm sending, but you never know, people will get busy and they
All right.
forget. Everybody can send to people they know to make sure they join. I think because we told them in a hurry, we thought we could do it on Sunday, as we thought, all of us, but now it's too urgent that we push people very fast. Oh yeah, Aris has said something, which is good. Let's see whether people join. Is Alice here? God, I was locked out.
Welcome, everyone. I can see more people joining. Thank you for joining. Let's wait.
Miriam, I'm gonna actually use my phone to also share on social media so that everybody can just join via YouTube so that so I'll just send the YouTube link to on social media so that everybody can join in. Is that fine?
Okay, Nicholas, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. So I believe you can start now. So my name is Nicholas, and most of you do not know me. I'm the Neurodivergent Mr. Autism Kenya, and I'm organizing this meeting so the youth to understand this more opportunity, and Karen will tell us more about the link which she's shared in the group. Yes, and I will take over to my manager to introduce herself first.
Let me, or Karen? Anyway, thank you so much. Thank you all of you for giving Nicholas a chance to call you to come and explain to other youths the opportunities that you are aware of that he and us may not be aware of, and also teaching them part of learning. And when you teach one of them to do something and all of them to come on board, then we are very happy. So we are so grateful. We apologize because we keep sending links late. When this came up and I saw Alice and Karen and it's sending, and then we were like, okay, let's try and see if we can get you. But it was just this morning that we realized it couldn't be done tomorrow. So if they don't join, I think it's because of all this urgency, because I understand this link, this application is coming to an end tomorrow. So first of all, I thank all of you for giving that honor to be able to explain to the youths, because those who join here will spread the word according to what you tell them, what you train them, what you highlight. So I think with that, we're going to have a multiplier effect and our youths will all benefit. So back to you, Nicholas. Thank you. I'm Miriam Kungu. And currently, actually, I'm joining from Belgium. I had come for training here. But I'm so committed to seeing our youth to do well and having you people in this space of inclusion. I am also learning. I also learn a lot by listening. Thank you.
So thank you so much, my manager. I want to, you have been seeing the poster going all over. So I want the Karen to introduce the people who the opportunity, it was here in the chat, the IDA youth. Karen, are you there?
Yes, I am available. Yes, I'm there. Sorry. So I will introduce the team that are going to be talking to us on the various fellowship programs that are available to all youth with disabilities. And our primary focus right now is the ensuring that neurodivergent youths get involved, because let me be honest, we are a very marginalized groups of persons with disabilities in Kenya. We have never been recognized, but finally we see that neurodiversity is being recognized, and we are seeing a lot of improvement in matters neurodiversity. So I will introduce my team and they will introduce themselves. I'm gonna start with Alice Mundia, who is the chair of Differently Talented Society of Kenya. And then after her, I will take you through to Esther Mkomori. She is the head of programs at United Disabled Persons of Kenya. And then all the way from the Democratic Republic of Congo, and is also an International Disability Alliance Youth Fellow, Selvan Obedi, to introduce himself. So right about now, but I will introduce myself first. My name is Karen Muriuki. I am autistic and also a certified disability inclusion facilitator. And also I am the neurodiversity consultant working at Ubongo TV. Most of you know the cartoon show that appears on your screen. So I will not go through that much, but the most important thing is us being together. So at this chance, I'll give Alice Mundia to talk. Karibu.
Thank you so much, Karen, and thank you, Nicholas. It's so good to see you guys taking charge and taking the lead in not just advocacy, but also self-advocacy, which is very, very important to all of us in the movement. So my name is Alice Mundia. I am the chairperson of Differently Talented Society of Kenya, as Karen has said. We know quite a number of opportunities are coming up for the youth. And these are opportunities that when young people understand, they can be able to take them up. And we are here also for guidance or whenever it's needed. And at the same time, when we get those opportunities, we share them with you guys so that you can be able to benefit from them. There are quite a number of opportunities that are coming up, and I know Madam Esther will talk to more on the We Can Work program. So mine is to urge you as young people to be able to apply when these opportunities arise and come up. It's a good opportunity for you to apply, and at the same time to request also the people around you to also guide you, and so that you can be able to take up these opportunities. Socioeconomic empowerment of persons with disabilities is very, very key, and ensuring, of course, independent living. So we want our young people to be able to earn an income. We want them to get into gainful employment. We want them to be included on an equal basis as others. So thank you very much, Karen, for that introduction. Thank you. I will probably talk later on. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Alice. Next, I'm gonna call Esther Kamori to introduce herself. Karibu, Esther.
Thank you very much, Karen. Please confirm that you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you very well.
I can hear you.
Oh, perfect. I'm using earphones, so I wasn't sure if the mic is good. Good evening, everyone. My name is Esther Mkamori, as Karen has rightfully said. I work with United Disabled Persons of Kenya as the head of programs. And just as Alice has said, Karen, Nicholas, and team, thank you very much for organizing this. As you've rightfully said, you know, we have a number of opportunities that do come up, similar to the opportunities that will be talking about today. And in most of the cases for young people from the neurodiverse community, most of the time, some of these opportunities do not reach the community. And so it's really great to see you, spearhead this initiative, for us to be here, to be able to share about this, clarify anything that needs clarification, and also offer that guidance. And as Alice has said, our goal is to have a very inclusive movement, ensuring that no one is being left behind, and especially our young people. So thank you very much for spearheading this and for creating this platform where we can come and have these one-on-one conversations. And yeah, we are here for guidance needed, support in, we have a lot of people that have gone through the opportunities that we'll be talking about here today. So also for the young people to know, you can reach out to specific people and get support even in the applications, that support and guidance. Yeah, so thank you very much for the opportunity, Karen and team, and I'm looking forward to our discussions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Esam Kamori, for
Thank you so
that.
much.
So at this stage, I will call Sylvan Obedi. He's from the DRC to introduce himself, and he's also one of our IDA Youth Fellows. Welcome.
Thank you so much, and thank you for the opportunity. And I'm happy to see many people whom I have met, and some of them we work together online. My name is Sylvan Obedi, and I'm from DRC, as you said, and I'm the founder and executive director of Enable the Disabled Action. I'm currently also been selected as the either you follow, and now it's on that I'm trying to work, and I'm happy to be here, and I will wait for the moment to try to share about opportunities and to share my experience on this. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sylvan. And at this rate, I'm gonna hand it back to Nicholas to give us the next steps. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Karen, for introducing your people. So please explain about this DIDA youth, what you shared in the chat. Hello, Karen. Oh,
Sorry,
Cynthia.
Sylvan.
Ah.
Okay. All right, Sylvan, over to you. Let me share my screen so that I can be able to. All right, let me just click on this link, just a second, so we can take us through that. 1 second. Okay. All right, let me share my screen, and I'm going to take you through the share. Okay, can you guys see what I have on my screen? Can you guys see me? Okay,
yes, I can see it.
All right, so Sylvan, over to you.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, Karin, and I'm really going to be short. So the opportunity, as you are seeing here, it's UNICEF Leading Minds followership on climate, and so this is the program. Firstly, for young people who are under 25 old, and it's a followership of 6 months paid but it's part-time opportunities. And this is part of UNICEF is innocent program, and that UNICEF innocent program is focusing on research and and forensic, and with the objective of to generate knowledge, to drive the change, and to find answers to find answers. Uh, it's kind of a program which give to young people knowledge on doing some planning, and also attending some courses, and after that to be able to share what they have learned with other person. And practically it's really something like try to present the present, and to think about the problem in present, but to see how the problem have been resolved in the past, like 25 years before today. And now see today, look at all opportunity which we have, like technology innovation, and see the way on how we could use to resolve the problem. And that is that problem. It means it's really the program, the followership, which is there to give to young the opportunity to be part of the solution. I have attended some of the training of this program, and really it's a unique program because it gives much competence, critic uh, pens on how you can try to see the present, the past, and the plan for the future. It's really a good followership program. And I think if in uh, our network here we have young who are really interested on climate action, it's really a very good program, which is a way for them to go and to start their career, even to international level, and to be part of those one who will be forming policies, and try to find problem solution to problem like climate change. I think it's a very good program. And as you may see here, it will so it's open again until 1st March. So the one who may want to apply can follow, and if there is any question and support, so I can reach out and I can give some advices and see how it can go. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Sylvan. So I know we are very visual learners, and so you can see, can anybody see my screen that has the apply now? So if you're somewhere on your computer, and if you're somewhere on your computer and you can see the apply now button, you can click on the link, and it takes you to that it actually takes you to the application form. So I'm just going to click on it now. It just takes you through the process, and I know we want to be very accommodative. I don't want to spend a lot of time. So it goes to this page, as you can see, Leading Minds Youth Fellowship 2024. So you know the deadline is on the 1st of March. And then the goal is to empower young leaders not only to signify influence the future direction of UNICEF's works on climate action, but also the trajectory of their own lives. I'm not going to go through a lot of info because it's already there. Now, here, you need to have your name, your email address, that is your Gmail. So you need to enter your Gmail account. And once you've done that, I hope everybody is applying. It doesn't look as though I'm just talking to myself.
Karen,
Yeah,
I think that
yeah.
might be a bit confusing to the young people because there are two programs we are talking about here.
Okay.
There was the
Yeah.
program that we had.
The DIF.
Yes,
Yeah.
are you talking about that, or this a different one you are discussing right now?
This is the one. This is the UNICEF one for climate
Oh, so I
change.
think yes, I think
that's out
this
of
is a different one, which is a good one. But
okay.
there's this one. Maybe it's good to tell them one by one that there's this one, then there is this one, then there is this one, so
Yeah.
they don't get confused or we don't lose them. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to share the one for the DIF. So this is the one for the climate change. So this is the application for the climate change program, youth fellowship program. And the target is 15 to 25 years, and the deadline is Friday, the 1st of March. So the next thing I'm going to talk about, that is now myself. I'm going to take you through the now we're going to talk about the DIF training, which is now one of the things that we want to talk about now. Okay, let me share my screen. Just give me a few minutes. Give me reasonable accommodation. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me click on this. Okay. So this is for call for disability inclusion facilitators application. So the first one that was initially there was for the UNICEF climate change application. That will be, the deadline is the 1st of March. Now this is the one that we're going to be talking about. This is for the youth disability inclusion facilitators workshop. So so that I don't want to confuse you, this is what we're going to be talking about now. This is the one that we're talking about, so that I don't confuse any one of you. So this is how the application. Yes, Nicholas.
Please share
Yeah.
the link in the chat.
I'm going to share now. Let me just share the link in the chat so that at least I don't confuse anybody. Okay. Okay, here it is. I hope you guys can see in the chat, those who are able to see in the chat. So that's the link there. Okay. So this is the one that we're going to talk about. So this program is run by the Light for the World, and UDPK is the consortium partners that is also as what Esther had talked a little bit about. Okay. So as partners in the We Can Work program, they are looking to work with young persons with disabilities within the countries of operation. If you are a young adult with a disability, possesses at least a college level education, have proficiency in English or sign language, have experience working with persons with disabilities, organizations of persons with disabilities, and conducting disability awareness from a right-based approach, you can join Light for the World as a disability inclusion facilitator. Whether you are already residing in Nairobi and Makueni, or its environs, or willing to relocate, your participation to the creation of a more inclusive society that enables individuals with disabilities to thrive in the workplace. To apply for the position of disability inclusion facilitators, please complete the application form for accuracy and comprehensivity. Your responses will help us your suitability for this crucial role. So I'm not going to go through it. So we know the deadline is tomorrow. Okay. Any question? Have I?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
For how long does this program, let's say if you be selected,
Yes.
how long does it take?
Maybe Esther, yeah. Esther, how long is the
Yeah.
program taking?
Okay. Thanks, Karen. So, maybe just to give a bit of a background, this call for the disability inclusion facilitators falls within this program that we are doing together with Light for the World. It's called We Can Work program. It's a program funded by Mastercard Foundation that is looking to increase access to economic empowerment opportunities, specifically for young people with disabilities, with a focus on young people from underrepresented groups. And therefore, so it has different angles. So this angle around, so that there is the part where we'll be bringing in young people with disabilities in their diversities with the focus on underrepresented groups, going through training. So we have a core life skills training, and then after the core life skills, the young people get to choose a pathway that they're interested in. So we have a pathway for employability skills for young people who are looking to get into waged employment. And then we have another pathway for entrepreneurship for young people that are either already entrepreneurs or want to have startups or want to are in the ideation phase. So that is part one of the program. Then the second part where the DIFs come in is because of this partnership with MasterCard, MasterCard in its broader strategy is looking at or rather in their programming beyond. So of course you understand Light for the World applied for this funding from MasterCard. So MasterCard has other partners as well that they have funded in similar programs around employability of, or rather increasing access to economic empowerment, participation in the labor market. So be it waged employment or entrepreneurship for youth, so other youth in general. So for those other organizations, their focus might not be youth with disabilities, although MasterCard is, or rather has a requirement that even with within those other programs by other partners, that 5% of their beneficiaries be youth with disabilities. Of course, like for us, this other side, it's all youth with disabilities, but then for the other programs also to have that inclusion of youth with disabilities. So for those other MasterCard partners to be able to achieve that disability inclusion, then they need guidance around making their programs, their interventions disability inclusive. And this is where the disability inclusion facilitators come in. The program, right now we are going into year 2. This year is year 2 of the program. It's an 8-year program. So last year it wasn't an implementation phase, it was the co-creation year. So just having discussions with different stakeholders, setting up the different interventions, and then seeing, what are the ideas, contextualizing the project to the situation. The project is being implemented in 7 countries. And then during that, the co-creation phase last year, we had 6, we're calling them core disability inclusion facilitators that were supporting that phase. So the 6 are the people that had already been trained as disability inclusion facilitators from the other programs. And actually, one of the programs is the one that Karen was in. So those coming in to sort of get the ball rolling. And in year 1, last year, what we did was, actually the first part was just sitting down with the MasterCard partners that will be supported around disability inclusion, just to get an idea of how their programming works and to get them to start thinking about action planning, like, creating action plans or other sort of like a roadmap on how then their disability inclusion journey would look like within their organizations. So this year we are piloting. We already co-created the interventions last year. So this year we'll be piloting. So we are piloting in Nairobi and Makueni counties at rather small scale, so to say. So testing the interventions and then now seeing how they work after we've piloted, and then now come next year we'll be scaling up. So in this pilot phase, we then need to increase the number of DIFs because we'll be starting off the disability inclusion journeys with a number of partners, not all of them, a few of them. So we've already selected the ones that we begin with to pilot. So for that, then we are recruiting DIFs who will then work together with the 6 from last year to now begin the support for the MasterCard partners. And that is why you see that this call is looking at Nairobi, and then it's looking at Nairobi, the broader Nairobi. So someone could be Kiambu, Kajiado, around, the Nairobi and the environs. But because then the MasterCard partners that we'll be working with will be based around here, and then in Makueni again, because then the other interventions are within Makueni. So that is why there is that focus. Focus on young people, young people, that's the youth age, and that's why there's that question on age, because it's a program for young people. So then the disability inclusion facilitators should be young people as well with lived experience. So that's even as there'll be a training around the DIF training. We have an academy and resources around that, and then a mentorship. But then within that, of course, the young people will be sharing their own lived experiences as they are interacting with the different partners. And so that, and then the other thing is, because we have a focus on underrepresented groups, even within the DIS, we need to have that diversity in terms of that diversity in terms of disability, and specifically also having young people from the neurodiverse community being part of the being part of the people that compete for this DIF application. And that is why even this session is or rather was important to ensure that as young people, as you as the young people are applying for this opportunity, you get to understand what it is, because at the end of the day, the first shortlisting will be on the strength of the application. And then of course there is that focus that we have Karen mentioned the educational level. I also wanted to mention that we are looking at diploma and more, but then the most important thing is not actually or rather given in recognition of the kind of barriers young people from underrepresented groups within disabilities face even in accessing the education system. So we're also looking at experience in lieu of the educational qualification. So experience in terms of you've been within the disability movement, you have experience of talking to audiences about disability inclusion, like that. So in lieu of the educational qualification, that kind of experience. And that is why even the that question around coming from an OPD comes in, because at a later stage we will need recommendation. After shortlisting, we will need at a later stage recommendation for the shortlisted individuals from their OPDs. So also to be clear, so this year we are looking at recruiting 11 people. it's not the end of that. I said this is the pilot year. In the long run, we are looking to have around 50 DIFs in total. So for this year, we are recruiting a small number, 11. But then, as we get into the scale up phase, come next year, I said it's an 8-year program. This is year 2. So as we get into the later phases of scale up, we will be recruiting more. So this is an initial process. I just wanted to make that clear. Thanks, Karen.
Yeah. Karibu sana, Esther. Nicholas was asking how long will the training will be? Maybe to answer his question. How long will it be?
Oh, so the training, so the academy is usually a 1-week training. Sorry, I had thought you were asking how long is the program itself. That's why I went
how long is the program?
So the program itself, So the program, I said the program is an 8-year program. Currently we are in year 2, which is the pilot phase, as I said, Nairobi, Makueni, and then come next year we'll scale up to other counties. The training for the DIF itself, after the deadline, which is tomorrow, then we'll get into short listing, and the academy, we'll have interviews, of course, and then now for the successful individuals, then they'll go for the training. The training is a 1-week training. Karen has gone through this, so you can actually talk to Karen about how the academy goes. Then after the academy, you go into a mentorship phase. The mentorship goes for 6 months. So this is where you get support from the disability inclusion team leads around the different aspects. And of course, here you're going to be supporting the partners. So there is the engagement journey as defined by the program. So then mentorship around how you do the different aspects of that. So over 6 months, and after 6 months, for people that after 6 months, then there'll be an assessment, and then you get certified. Another thing, during recruitment, we are looking at 11 people, but we will definitely shortlist more and get more people into the academy, probably around 14, 15. And then from those, after the academy, we do an assessment, then shortlist then the final 11 who get into the mentorship. And then after the mentorship, then the final assessment, where then you get certified as a DIF, as Karen is.
Thank you so much. Nicholas, I hope the question has been answered for you. Yeah? Nick?
Oh, what happened to Nicholas?
Can I add something as Nicholas comes in?
Yes.
I wanted to also comment, and thank you very much, Esther, for that very, very broad, very comprehensive highlight on the weekend work program. I also wanted to mention that DTSK, we participated in the co-creation. So young people applying should feel comfortable. And one of the key things is that there will also be recognition of the role of support persons within the program. So they should be comfortable when applying because this is an opportunity that is going to take them into consideration, even when they require some certain support, reasonable accommodations. The role of support persons has also been emphasized in the program. And thank you very much. I also wanted to mention that I also sit on the board of UDPK. So basically, and DTSK is also a member of UDPK. So we are happy with what UDPK is doing. We are happy with the partnership they have with the Light for the World. And we know this is going to be a good opportunity for our young adults. So thank you very much. So back to you, Karen or Nicholas. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So before I go ahead, I'm just going to read the comments from the chat. Sarah says Sash Bosibori is around. I'm trying to so let me just go through what Celine has said. There's a question here. So by youth, what is the age group? And also if ukimaliza shule and you're still doing advocacy with different organization, you can't join. This is from Celine. Celine, unmute yourself and maybe clarify your question, please.
Hi guys.
Hi.
So I just wanted to know the age group first, because saizi naona kuna programs mob ziko from 18 to 24, 18 to 28, 18 maybe to 35. So I would really love to know the age group. And also my question on the education was, what if you didn't finish your hadi hapo college, maybe ulifika maybe primary ama maybe ulifika secondary na ukumaliza hata hiyo form 4 because of one thing or the other, so you can't
Okay.
join the program. That was my question.
Okay. Yeah. I think let me speak on my experience as a first neurodiverse person to join the DIF training, although it's from the task called the 50, which supports micro entrepreneurs with disabilities. They didn't require, okay, yani mtu mmaliza, yani mtu anafanya tu shule, kitu ka hizo. The best option I think kwako, like tuseme kama mtoto wako amefanya advocacy na ameshafanya shuleni na ameshafanya experience ya advocacy from their lived experiences, hiyo ni sawa. And then for the age group for this particular training is 18 years to 35, 18 years and above to 35 years of age, not below. Watoto below 18 hawaruhusi kuingia hiyo training. Maybe the other one, ile Sylvan aliwaelezea, it's from 15 to 25. Hiyo ya UNICEF.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to know that because kuna youth mwenye maybe amefika 35 or maybe ako 36, so pia yeye hawezi join kwa sababu amepita age.
How old is your child? If your child
My
is
child?
yeah.
But I'm the one with disability, Karen. You don't remember me?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Sawa.
Yeah.
Karen,
Yes.
I have a question.
Okay. Yes, Nicholas.
Let me get my notes. Give me a minute.
Okay. As you do that,
Oh yeah, here it is. I was saying about it. What about the dyslexia?
even dyslexia they can join. Even those who are dyslexic, they can also still join. Even dyslexic young people like yourself can also join the training.
Okay.
Yes.
And there's another question in the comments in the YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Will mental
Yes.
health be included under the category of intellectual disability as a form of disability in this year? Somebody just asked that.
Menstrual health.
Yes.
Wow, interesting question. Okay. Esther, is that part of the the youth DIF training?
Okay, I don't know. Is the question on menstrual health or mental health? Sorry, I didn't hear clearly if it's menstrual or mental. Oh, and then the other thing I wanted to specify on age, particularly for this application of DIF, it's 18 to 35. And then on the issue on the education, as I said, it's about experience in lieu of education. Yeah, so in the application, even if you don't have a diploma, then the experience, because there are those essay questions, so your experience then comes in. So the education is not like what's it called, like a hard line. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Esther.
Nicholas, was it mental or menstrual?
Mental. It is mental.
Mental.
Mental
Oh,
health.
thank you.
Mm.
So mental health is part of that. Mental health is part of it. It's part of disability, a part of intellectual disability. Okay, Jacinta. Jacinta, unmute yourself. And then from there, Sash, do you have any comments on this, please? Yeah. Jacinta?
Yes, my name is I feel so. Currently, my name
Hi.
Hi. I was thinking of answer is Jacinta. I was asking, what is the program all about? Then, I'm getting what you are saying you are supposed to do. Can you at least clarify a little bit?
Okay. So the program. Okay, me. Okay, someone please mute. Okay, so the program, Jacinta, is about as what Esther Kamori has stated. I know it's something that is quite new. This particular program that Light for the World is having, they have partnered with MasterCard Foundation to give youths with disabilities ages 18 to 35 years a chance to do a lot of advocacy in inclusive employment. I'm just explaining it in a very layman language so that I'm just explaining it in a more basic language. It's just a training program for young people with disabilities who have lived experiences to focus on advocacy in inclusive employment. Yeah. Maybe someone else can clarify for Jacinta. And then from there, I can see Gladwell also has a question. And then after that, Sash. Esther? Any? Okay. Can see.
Yes. Actually, that's the document that has all of that in detail, the things that you are mentioning. So maybe we can just go through it, Karen.
Yeah. Okay. For the sake of Jacinta, can you see my screen? So these are the roles and the selection criteria. So the We Can Work program has adopted the DIF model as a key strategy in the implementation on the program by empowering young persons with disabilities to drive positive change on matters disability inclusion within the society. As a result, the DIF will be supporting the pillar 2 of the program, which involves mainstreaming disability within the Young African Work Partners, who are strategic partners of the MasterCard Foundation. So in layman language, let me be very layman and basic here. Now, a disability inclusion facilitator will be supporting the second season, let me use season, it's better, of the program, which involves a person explaining about disability to a kawaida person. Yani, let me just be very basic, to a kawaida person that works within an organization in Africa. Okay, so MasterCard is the one that is supporting this this training. Okay, yeah. So Jacinta, is that okay? Have I explained it well? You can just write it in the chat as I read through the questions. So Gladwell.
Good evening.
Good evening, Gladwell.
Thank you very much. I have my son who has got a question. Let him introduce. Good evening.
All right. Good evening, Ali.
Good evening, Ali.
Good evening.
Good evening.
What happened with people with autism cannot happen themselves?
What with autistic people who cannot help themselves? So let me take you through the document. Can you see my screen, Ali? The Word document that I'm just sharing right now. So yeah, so this I'm just gonna take you through the this criteria, and I'm gonna highlight one of the important apart from being computer literate, the recognitions of support persons, those with intellectual disabilities and autistic persons will be taken into consideration in this case. So that it means that you'll have a support person that will help you through the training to give you that accommodative needs that that are tailor-made to your needs. Hope is that okay?
Yes.
Is that okay? Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Can I add?
Yes,
the
Gladwell.
support person will be provided by the family. You know, it's somebody to accompany if in case an autistic person or a person with any other neurodiverse disability requires a support person, then they can request. You know, at the point when you're going through the interview process or when we are the recommendation letter, then that should be indicated that you will require a support person, and the support person can be provided by the family. It's somebody who accompanies the young adult, probably to and fro, and during the sessions. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Sash. Sash, unmute yourself, please.
Can you hear me? Good evening.
Good evening. I can hear you well.
Good evening.
That's really commendable that there's also like a support person that is assisting in writing the application. That is I'd like to add on, I think on qualification concerns. I think most caregivers, especially this type of applications, the concern is like, you know, the qualifications of the neurodivergent. Like for myself, I think the reason why I was able to get accepted to YALI, Young African Leadership Institute, the program, was through my experience. So I basically wrote about my experiences, Light of Autism Kenya, and the projects that I've been doing. You see like how Nicholas is doing his podcasts and posting on IG and also doing on YouTube. That's enough to let a person write. It's a guide on how to write his application for him to get accepted. So that's just an example, and that's how I got accepted as a YALI YALI participant and public management. Mind you, I don't have background on any public management, but I have the experience of advocacy. So for caregivers and neurodivergents out there, you see, I don't really think it shouldn't scare you when you hear that diploma is there. You know, you should have at least an experience of, you know, having a diploma or master's in something. All that matters is the experience and the advocacy your child is going through. I think most of the programs that I've been doing really big, mind you, YALI is the most competitive program that is youth-led in East Africa right now. So I still stick on that advocacy and mentorship. Mentorship really helps a lot. And through those programs that Akina UDPK are doing, they really help. Let's take into consideration those kind of programs, and if they need some sort of help, I think most of us that are in organizations or in places where that we can get support, we can really help our peers get to such programs. Because if you guys have already put in consideration that your kids might have support, like in Strathmore, where I also did the ICT autism program. Now I think it's a neurodivergent program, right? They had,
yes, it is.
They had a job coach. So basically, all through the program is that person who's supporting them, like a ghost, sort of like a ghost teacher, just to guide the person through it. And I think it's really good for their growth, because then I think confidence comes within them, because we all have neurodivergence. We all have that time where we don't feel like we can do it alone. So if you have that in your criteria, congratulations, because that's breaking barrier on inclusion. Yeah. So
thank you so much. Yeah,
that's what I want to comment that, and I'm also excited that as a Yali alumni, there's a fellow alumni of mine there, Paul Butita. So I'm excited to hear him.
Oh, that's very good.
Yes. So as a participant engagement committee member, Nairobi chapter, you see these things. I'm telling you, these things really uplift a person. So take consideration into mentorship and more mentorship programs. Yes, I just want to commend BTSK, UDPK, continue doing the good work you're doing, because I think we can't just do it ourselves. But yes, to caregivers, advocacy, the amount of projects your child does through an organization is important to such programs when writing essays. Trust me, I didn't know how I wrote that essay for Yali, and I got in. But experience matters. Experience, achana na qualifications, experience happens. And that's just what I want to say.
Thank you so much, Sat. Thank you so much. So you guys, please take it from myself and Sash. You know, when you talk about experiences as a person with a disability, and especially as a neurodivergent person, that's enough. Nothing else. It doesn't matter whatever qualification that is. Your experience is the only thing that is needed. Miriam, unmute yourself, because I could see your hand. Yeah.
When I put my hand on, my question had not been answered, but as we continued, I heard, I think it was answered, because I think Alice talked about accommodations and having someone to support the neurodivergent. Maybe, of course, training applications. But also what I realize is that most of us caregivers, we're also not very vast with the information, and that's why we are happy to be here. Even if we are putting down for our youths, we are not very sure that what we are putting is what it's supposed to be, because we're also not in that space. So, but listening to you people and understanding what really is needed, because we've been worried before that our youth may not have the qualification, like academically, when you look at, especially some of them, those could be dyslexic or whatever challenge they have, they may not have even finished primary. In high school, they have a few exams they have done, but they're in college, doing a few things here and there. So that was a bit difficult, and sometimes we are not sure whether we are writing, we are putting it down, we are giving justice for them, because we are doing for them, but we're also not very fast with information. But I think listening to all of you, we feel like we hope our youth can get something, really. And such meetings, I think we can continue having them so that we have all of you, Kina Esther, Kina Alice, yourself, and all those who are experienced in this, talking to our youth. So we can be planning these meetings a little bit earlier. We get to know, like even that one for Yali. I'm hearing Yali. I don't even know what it is, but I've seen it somewhere. But good information. And we are going to synthesize, because I can assure you some of the youth are not even getting it, and all those things are. So we are going to break it down to them. Have you mentor them, pick them as you've done always. Thank you to both of you who've done that, so that we can see whether they can get something at least to hold on to. So yeah, that's my comment. And thank you so much.
Yeah, I think now that you have mentioned Gianni, I can see Paul Butita. Before I get there, I just want to see if there is anything.
Can I comment, Karen? I wanted to assure. I wanted to assure my fellow caregiver Miriam that definitely our young autistic adults will be, and all adults with neurodiverse disabilities will be part of this program. They will get to that point. They will go for the interviews, and they will, of course, get to the point of becoming disability inclusive facilitators, the DIFs. Yes. Even if we get just a few of them, we will appreciate. Yes.
They keep
but we
coming
look
on
forward
board.
to all the opportunities so that people keep applying, all the diverse opportunities that are there, so that we get our youth to be in various spaces within the areas of interest. Because of course, not everybody has an interest in advocacy. Not everybody has an interest in becoming a DIF, but we acknowledge many of our youth, of course, are talented within
other areas.
Interest in various things. So we support them wherever we can. Thank you.
Thank you, Oliver. Thank you
so much.
I have seen a comment from Gladwell. I'm going to answer that question. She says, I applied for Ali, but the document only gives an option to save. Is it the end of the application? Yes, it is. It is the end of the application. It is. It's the same thing with me when I applied for 250. It just gives you an option to save. And once you save it, it just automatically means that you've just submitted your document, your application. Okay. And then Sash said mentorship goes a long way. Let me pan my screen. Thank you, Jane Rose Nyamu. Your English is really good. You sound as if you're trained. Thank you so much, Jane Rose, for that. Thank you. So I think we'll go ahead to Yali. I know a lot of you guys have been asking what Yali is, like what is it? So I think at this time I'm gonna ask Paul Butita to take us through, and also Sash, we need you as well. Just for your experience, how is it? And yeah, I think that'll be all. If there's any questions regarding about this, please let me know in the chat. If you have any comments, if you have any questions or anything I have not touched a little bit upon, please let me know in the chat. So Nicholas, I hand it back to you.
Nicholas could be having challenges with his
Hello.
He's here now.
Paul Butita could say something. Okay, yeah, Nicholas is back.
Okay,
now we can go to Paul Matita, so he can explain what is NALI. And also thank you, Karen, for sharing that information. I really learned a lot, and I've tried to apply it. Yes.
Karibu sana.
And also thanks to Sarah for sharing that your experience, your talk. Yeah. Now you can go to Paul. Hello, Paul. Paul.
It looks like Paul Butita is not there. Well,
Maybe you call on his phone if he's somewhere. Or there's someone working on we can see a screen. Or it's not him.
It is Karen.
I think it's Karen showing us also the Mandela Washington Fellowship application. That is also a good application for the youth. Probably Karen, you can also search, search early so that search can take us through us, because it looks like Butita is not on air.
Y'all can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. So I think Sach just take us through on behalf of Butita, because I don't know. You can just take us through that.
I saw Butita. He uses Meshach. I think he's also Meshach on Twitter. If I'm not sure.
Meshach.
I think these are different Meshach. This Meshach Sisenda.
Oh, that's a different. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to talk about YALI. YALI is Young African Leadership Institute. Now they have a program, and it was started by immediately when Obama finished his time. When he came back to Africa, he just decided to bring or start a foundation that is for the youth. For the youth that are interested in leadership, from 3 tracks. There's public management, there's civic something, civic and business. So I applied for public management. Public management because I think under public management is basically public participation, and I felt like PWDs actually, they had a poster where they encouraged a lot of PWDs to come along. So YALI has so many branches, I think, but we have like the East African one. So there's the Sudan, there's the Sudan chapter, there's Rwanda, there's Burundi, there's Somali, there's Ethiopia. So many countries that in East Africa are involved. And I was one of the first PWDs, neurodivergent, to be accepted in YALI. So they take you through a really intense, I think 3, because mine was online. There's normally a physical training, and there's online training. So it was still COVID period, and I was doing the online, which took me, I think, 3 months. The program goes for 3 months. They take you through basically so many leadership led yeah, as Alice is writing on the chat books, there's business and entrepreneurship, civic leadership, and public management. So mine was like it's a 4-week forum. So each the schedule or the learning program they have takes you in every stage of leadership. So they give you like assignments to do on several type, depending on the track that you're in. And mind you, me, I have no background in public management. It was my first time. In fact, I think I learned a bit about project management through this program. And the thing about them, they're inclusive enough. For me, I would understand a few things here and there, but I think probably what we can do right now is probably make it more inclusive for more PWDs, like more neurodivergents like myself to enter such a program, because it really helps. Through it, actually, I've learned so many things. I've actually interacted with people outside of the country as well, from Ethiopia, from Sudan, and you don't have, like, later on, yes, you do your assignments, the ones you're assigned to, and then there's also more group projects that I think are very inclusive for us, because we can't really do things alone. And I think they realize that not all of us have the capacity to do certain things. So you do your group works, and then after that, the experience was amazing. It was really amazing. It was a bit intense. I needed a bit of help in certain things, but a few people like myself weren't really into, because we in this kind of thing, we had a lot of people that are really qualified. I think even one of the alumni are like lecturers, big people in society, people who are doing something in society. So they were inclusive enough to include me to some certain things. So after that, I decided there was a homecoming event where so many alumni from most countries in Africa attended at KU. So KU is also like one of the partners that are like helping alumni have a place where they can study, where they can access the program. So there's KU, and then USAID. USAID is the one that sponsors like most of the funds that are there, because what do I tell you? What can I say? After you're finished and you become an alumni, they give you opportunities to have like a funding for some of your projects, and for them they also believe in legitimacy. So you also have to apply for that funding to get the funding. And I think that's how I feel like it's really legitimate. So after the time I went there, there was a homecoming, like I said, where I met several people. The communication department for Yali, they were looking for various positions where people are included to be part of YALI in the team. And at the homecoming event, what I saw is we weren't represented as PWDs. So when I vied for it, I thought about it. I was like, this is one program that I feel like PWDs are not represented well. So I decided, why not as a neurodivergent, try and vie. And I think it was this what was this this day enable me conference where Karen was awarded something to do with, was it social media influencer? It was an influencer thing, I think. And
Disability Influencer Award.
Yes, Disability Influencer Award. The minute she got it, I got an email from YALI accepting me as part of accepting me as a PWD champion for YALI. And okay, the position I vied for was participant engagement committee member. So I vied for that. I got the part. And now all my role is to try and get PWD alumni to come together and let's do projects, connect, network with each other, and probably get projects done through YALI and USAID. But our role, me and my co-PWD champion, our job is to make sure that it is very inclusive for PWD alumni in YALI. So from then, I also I joined one of the communication department for YALI. I also manage the social media Instagram page. So I post pictures from events that we host sometimes. So you see, it's so inclusive in that we really want to get our peers to get to such a point where we're breaking barriers. It shouldn't be just Karen. It shouldn't just be Nicholas. It shouldn't be only Sarah. We should open other avenues for so many PWDs, neurodivergence to also penetrate into such things, because it really raises our bars. And in terms of that, the level of job applications I got since Strathmore were so many, and I think like right now, as a few people know that I am now an assistant vocational trainer at a school called Bloom Gardens Academy. Bloom Gardens Autism Academy. So from that advocacy, from that little tiny time of just advocacy, it builds up a whole lot of things. So that's what we're trying to push, so that the next person can get the opportunity. Yeah, I think Meshak Alirudi. So yeah, that's basically about YALI. It's really, and just today, we got to celebrate the newest cohorts, which was 43 and 54. So I was, we held a party and I was part of the, I was part of the program, basically. I was introducing them and welcoming them to the community. So that's basically what YALI is. It's just uplifting leadership skills of the youth in Africa.
Wow.
No matter what community you come from.
That's really interesting.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, this is Mesha.
Hello, Nicholas. Wow, that is super awesome. That is super, super awesome. We need to have more youth in those spaces. Wow,
Yes.
we need to have more youth with neurodiverse disabilities in all those spaces. And you and Karen, and of course others are pace setters. We need many, many more. And I can see Nicholas is also doing very well. And we have Ali, we have Ashley, we have Ryan, we have all these youth, Victoria and Marion and others, many youth. And I can see also Nani, who need to get into those spaces. Many youths.
To get involved.
Yes. Many youths also in this forum. Thank you.
Just a question before you continue, Aris. So or Sarah or Karen, those who have been talking. So all they need to do to join YALI is apply that application that you sent to people. They just need to apply that one. It's still on.
YALI is not open right now.
Okay.
Because as you can see, the last application was on. No, YALI is also open. Can you confirm that, Sarge? That YALI is open also for the cohort?
Yeah, the
March 2024.
Yeah, the application is open until March 1st.
Awesome. Yes. That's also another opportunity.
So another question. There is this advocacy, the one we run for inclusion, for advocacy and for YALI. If somebody applies for both, do they collide in any way, or do you think a youth can apply both, or they can run together, or what's the way forward?
Thought is that you apply as many as you can, because you have to go through the interview process. You have, because if you don't succeed in one, you can always succeed in the other. So I think it's that diversity of just applying, and of course, if you have an interest in advocacy, if you have an interest in that, in the general learning about civic education, public finance, you just choose, you can apply as many, and then because most likely the dates will not even be the same. As you can see, YALI is starting in April, on 29th of April. So my opinion is apply, let the youth apply, and then we will cross that bridge once we get there.
Great, thank you.
Just to let you guys know, there's in case there are also more cohorts that you can see on my screen. There's cohort 57 and 58. The application begins on the 20th of May. To this deadline is 7th of June. So, and then 58 is still the same date, and also the deadline is on the same date. So yeah, there's still more time, guys. It's not just both 55 and 56. You can also go for cohort 57 and 58, but I would encourage that you still apply for 55 and 56 nonetheless.
Wow. So is March here? Is it March?
Meshach also, I think, wanted to say something.
Yeah, Meshach?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, this is Meshach Sisenda, aka Mesh Holy Kid. Most of you have confused me with Paul Butita. Okay, I'm also interested in applying for yearly cohort 55 and 56. I think I tried to apply for the one for of 2022, but I wasn't successful. But I believe this round I might be selected so that I can also elevate myself in terms of advocacy, because most of the time I use art to advocate for person with disability, whereby I do music, because currently, as you know, most of the people like to listen a lot than reading. So I do advocate through music and art. So also on my social media, I think that's where I think Sarah confused Napol. Yeah, I'm very vocals huko kwa social media to advocate for person with disability. Thank you.
Asante sana Mesha, kata na kuongo by the way.
Thank you for sharing.
All right. Yeah. Let me see if there's any comments. Any comment regarding Yali? Any question from a parent? Any other parents?
Yeah, there's a
Hi.
question on the chat.
All right, cool. What are the qualifications for Yali? And then Nick, you can also you can read any comments from YouTube so that at least we are able to know whether they have any questions from there.
Okay.
Tabitha? Tabby? Sash, are there any qualifications for Yali? Mama Nicole is asking about this. Yes.
The qualifications is okay, it's a quite like I said, it's a very competitive application. But the qualifications, I even myself, like I didn't have the experience of writing the essay, but I basically poured my heart out in terms of advocacy. So when I typed, like literally talked about my experiences, light of autism, the programs that I've been through, what basically motivated me to want to join that track. It might be advanced for the neurodivergent, but I think more what's it called? Yeah, you must be like what Alice has written. You have to be 18 to 35 years of age, are a citizen of residence Burundi, Central Republic, Republic of Congo, Djibouti, Eritrea, Ethiopia, are not are eligible to receive any necessary visa to Kenya, are proficient in reading, writing, and listening. So for me, I was more proficient in writing, and my writing, because of the background, I love expressing myself through writing. So I think that's what got me into the program. I think in terms of like making it making it inclusive, I'll have to talk to like the chairperson, and we can see if we can make it more inclusive, to make it a bit simpler for any neurodivergent to enter. Because you see, if my strength is into the writing and more of expressing, but it's not for everyone. That's the thing, it's not for everyone. So I'm trying, as a PWD champion in the Nairobi chapter, and I still have like a year and something I could try and see if we can change some things, and then I'll get back to you guys. But it's really a good opportunity, and it's really good for what's it called? It's really good for because Yali is a really big brand. It's really good for their CVs as well. This is where now the experience really helps in terms of like job opportunities, looking for jobs. The minute they see Yali, they get quite impressed on it, because it is known as one of the best youth leadership programs. So yeah, eligibility, but are you 18 to 35? You're a resident of those countries, and you're very good at reading, writing, and just expressing yourself. So I think that will be a challenge for me this year, trying to get it as inclusive as possible.
Yeah, this is very important, by the way. This is a very important step that you're undertaking right now, because I know in a lot of reality related events, it's not quite very accommodative. And I think Jacinta had just added here, and I'm going to read what she just added. For all we are allowed to have someone to assist, that means she is asking if there is any neurodiverse person that has higher support needs or do require a support person. If they're selected in a training, will they be able to have a support person?
That's what we're working on.
Okay.
The year is still young, but I think I'd want to try and talk to my superiors about it, and we'll see what can be done.
Thank you, Nicole.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Okay, just finish. Just go ahead. Yeah. Sorry about that. Sorry.
No.
Sasa. Okay. This Miriam, and then Nicholas.
Okay, yes. For me, I got concerned that this Yali is more interested with people who are good in reading and writing. So maybe the dyslexic people might find it a challenge, or there's a way they can be assisted. Or you're saying you're advocating for that to be part of accommodation. So I didn't get it right, because if they are not good in reading and writing, then they may not be taken in Yali, or there's a way they're working around it to see if they can be allowed to use gadgets or whatever method they can use to be able to have accommodations.
That's like a really good suggestion. So what I can do is, I think after this meeting, you guys can share like whatever is needed for a dyslexic individual, so that at least I see I see if I can talk to my fellow PWD champion, and then we can talk to our superiors, and we'll see how they can take it, because we are also under so we have like our own, there's a hierarchy. So yes, there's a participant engagement committee, and we have like a chairperson for the Nairobi chapter. He can take it. This it's called RLC. So they normally, any grievances within whatever, it's taken to RLC, which is based, I think, in the American embassy, or because they're the ones who support and fund like the whole program. We see how inclusion can be pushed in such a way where it can be done. So yeah, Esther Makamori has risen her hand up. I didn't know that you guys tried to collaborate. If we could have like another time of collaboration, it would be fine.
Yeah, this is very commendable, by the way. That one is 100% needed and required, and it should be a mandatory process.
Yeah. Actually, and I wanted to share that and just say, I think as you are saying, Sash, if everyone shares those all of the concerns to you, put it all together, because Yali reached out last year for partnership with us with UDPK to make the whole to make Yali program more inclusive for youth with disabilities and their diversities. And even they had something last year where our CEO actually participated, and even when for the call for this, for the call, they shared it that right there is an opportunity, because that brings us right to the table, and then with you, Sash, there as a champion, we can, I think we can use that to request a sitting and have those discussions about, I think probably even if possibly before when the call ends, you know, because now guys are applying, so when they're coming in, there are those concerns around how inclusive the program will be. So we could ask for a sitting to discuss, to have a discussion on those concerns. I think we can use that as an opportunity.
Wow. Thank you so much, everyone. We might end at 9:30.
Yeah.
So you have so many things to talk about, more inclusion. But I have a question from what my manager said. If it is possible that neurodivergent to have opportunity like jobs or something in some organizations.
Nicholas, what's your question, Nicholas?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
It's not clear what your question is.
Go ahead, please. Just go ahead.
Okay. I was saying, are there opportunity for youths in job center that they can be to get into? Like example, like Yali or other organizations.
I think you're asking whether people like you with dyslexia and others, whether they can get the opportunity. That's what I asked in Yali. I think she tried to answer. That's what you're asking.
Yeah, or more.
Another.
Or more
And,
like other organizations.
Yeah.
I got it. Like he was also asking for, when it comes to youth with neurodiverse disabilities, whether they can get into employment in Yali and all other organizations, whether companies can hire them, you know. And I think this is the push that we have right now to ensure that there's inclusion and purposeful inclusion of persons with neurodiverse disabilities, because we know in most cases many of them have been left behind in the past, but we want to change this narrative to see that as many opportunities as are available, then we push to ensure that they are included and they are accommodated. And then, of course, sharing the opportunities, and then youth can apply, and of course their primary caregivers playing a key role also to ensure that they support them wherever they are, and of course us providing information. And I know UDPK is providing quite a lot of information on whatever is happening within the space, and I know we share quite a lot also in our WhatsApp pages. So when you see those opportunities, you take them up, but we'll also continue to advocate, even you guys in your own social media pages. You continue to advocate to see that youth with neurodiverse disabilities are being included. You know, those messages that you put out on social media, that you tag other people, you tag the organizations to see that a lot of inclusion is actually happening, you know, because I know that has been a gap. And I like what Madam Esther has said, organizing, of course, a forum so that we can discuss and see what are the key issues and how do we want to navigate to ensure that persons with neurodiverse disabilities and persons in general with disabilities are included in the yearly program. So thank you very much. I hope
Jacinta, unmute yourself. Yeah. Jacinta, could you elaborate on your question, please? I'm seeing Yali, how will persons with dyslexia able to accommodate? Probably just elaborate on your question, please. Unmute yourself and then just elaborate on your question.
My question was, in Yadi you say needs a lot of more of reading and writing. So I was asking for people with dyslexic like us, how are we going to be accommodated in that program?
Okay, that is like what Sash had mentioned about. Yeah, Sash, go ahead, please.
So my role is basically being a PWD champion for participants who have entered the YALI program. But I think one of the projects that I could try and do with my co-PWD champion is, I think, probably make it more inclusive for when it comes to the criteria. If Esther Makamori also talked of Yali reaching UDPK, then I think that would be more easier if we have already reached UDPK. Now, if that project, that particular project is put in mind, I think now that will be the step of how now more people like you, more people who are dyslexic like yourself and Nicholas, and also other dyslexic individuals to enter, because I think also I entered by luck, and I'm trying to make it as inclusive as possible for also other PWDs. So let's just get. I can get the grievances. Me and my co PWD champion can talk about it, and then also we'll start talking with Esther Makamori, and I'm sure when I talk to the chair about it, atakumbuka. He once had a conversation with UDPK and tried to make it inclusive. So just bear with me, even though if you try and apply and you won't get, don't give up. But I'll try as much as possible to do my part in making it inclusive. Yeah, so usijali, don't worry about that. If it isn't right now, it will be in the future. And I'm sure when we do works with UDPK, and most of the projects that we've been doing have been have been our work have been successful. I mean, yeah.
Okay, maybe I can say something. Thank you so much for that information. I think I'm trying to pick from where Nicholas was asking. I think there is, with all the youth, there's so much advocacy going on, there is information, but I feel like the youth themselves sometimes worry whether they are going to, whether what they do will translate into an income. And as Alice says, I think with all this information and people like you, Sarah, and the others who sit in those boards, like Esther, when you try to, yeah, we can advocate now for that, because sometimes the employers, as much as, of course, when they get to programs like Yari and all those others, maybe it's easier for them to get jobs. But you realize when they are not into very good programs, translating what they do to an income, it's usually not very easy. They quite do a bit, but sometimes you realize they worry whether they are ever going to translate to an income. So I think that is where it all comes about, that once we train them, that we can create all those information, bring it together. Also, you people in this space, you can also try to, maybe in the groups that our youths are, like the one Nicholas is doing, send information how these youths can join the different organizations that deal with the disability. Of course, once they get the ID, maybe they should be able to join, but sometimes they are not sure which are all these groups, which are all these organizations, and what does it take for them to join. You could also assist them in that, give that information. It can be sent into a group, or you can give it and then we post it in these groups. Nicholas and other people can post, or you bring it on board. Because as caregivers may not really know what are all these organ. When we were doing that application, you could see which are you a member of all these. Of course, they are members, but maybe they are not registered members because they don't know how to become registered members. That's also something that we can help our youths with the neurodivergent youths to get into all those forums and get fully registered in a way that they're able to participate when they ask for, when they're applying, they're able to, otherwise they could be participating, but they're not really registered on the paper and they don't know how to get registered. Kindly, you could help us, somebody. Have
So
all
thank you, thank you so much. I want to comment about that, Morania. I know we've come from very far, and you're a member of DTSK. What happens to the youth? Our youth, especially our youth, we know many of our youth have no income generating activities. So what happens is, even in DTSK, all the youth that we are dealing with, we don't expect that they will pay in DTSK, we have a membership fee of about 500 shillings per year. But normally, all our youth do not pay, because many of the caregivers are of course, paying the 500 shillings to become members of DTSK. So DTSK, of course, you have been with us since it started, and DTSK is an organization that brings together autistic persons and their caregivers. And we are also a member of United Disabled Persons of Kenya. So what happens is, you cannot become a member of United Disabled Persons of Kenya, UDPK, as an individual, but you can become a member of the United Disabled Persons of Kenya, UDPK, as an organization of persons with disabilities. So UDPK is open to membership from the organizations, but it's not open to membership from individuals. So what happens is, that is where the requirement was that, of course, that young people also try and join organizations of persons with disabilities. You find that many times, many of these organizations that are there are sometimes like domain specific. You can find, if a youth has a physical disability, probably there's an organization dealing with physical disabilities, just like the way in our neurodiverse communities, we have organizations that are dealing with youth, with both youth and young people and caregivers with developmental disabilities, specific. So obviously it's important that they also affiliate themselves to specific organizations, because specific organizations now then look for membership from, actually become members of the umbrella body, United Disabled Persons of Kenya, which is the umbrella body. It's like the core two of disability. When you're thinking about the unions and employment, and we have the core two. It's just the same way we have UDPK when you think about organizations of persons with disabilities, and UDPK is on the forefront in terms of championing for the full participation of persons with disabilities, ensuring that persons with disabilities are included in all spaces and in all spheres of life, whether it's work, whether it's in education, whether it's in healthcare, so UDPK is actually at the top, and all the other organizations are below UDPK. So I also sit on the board of UDPK. I'm the national treasurer of UDPK. So if you would want also to learn more about UDPK, you can ask me. Also, you can ask Madam Esther. Madam Esther, remember that UDPK does not just have the board, but it also has the secretariat, and Madam Esther is the manager in charge of programs. So, of course, she has a wealth of experience. There's a lot. You can reach out to Madam Esther. You can reach out to other staff members of UDPK. Yes, you can also reach out to us in Different Talented Society of Kenya, DTSK. So thank you. I hope I've responded, Morania.
Very well. Thank you. Now it's quite clear.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
okay,
thank you very much. Yeah. Also, maybe Nicholas, you're saying that these people, they're youths. They've tried to organize themselves in this neurodivergent youth community, but you can bring on board those who are not there, because of course they come with their caregivers, which is very important, so that they can help them. But also Nicholas was he was trying to, because there's something you were saying before, to try and see if they can come, those who are able to be on their own, so that we can continue letting them go a bit. Not every youth will be let go. Some are more dependent, but it's important that they come to this group together, so that next time or any other time, Nicholas has been wanting to have them also help him coordinate these meetings, so that they're together, they work together. Those who can manage, they'll be taken slowly, so that they lead, they try to also guide us, so that we step back a little as caregivers. But you people in this inclusion work, you of course are the mentors, so you really are needed there. But we are looking at a way that as they turn 18, 20 something, as they are, because when you talk about accommodations, that's what we need. We give accommodations, but we let them do things. We are hoping you can bring those like of course you have many, all of you people have lots of them. Encourage them when the link is sent to join, so that they can really start working together as youths and sharing duties when they're able to do things. I think that will help them grow even before they get jobs, formal jobs. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I know Karen will tell you from her experience that it's possible. We need to create as many self-advocates as possible. And that's why in many of the instances, we try and ensure that they attend these forums, they get involved. I know such has attended even Nicholas himself has attended has attended a number of forums by UDPK. Like the International Disability Alliance, I know in December we had something on assistive technology. So we need to see many of these youth participating. And of course, even support is faded out over time, so that we support them. And once they can be able to go ahead and go into programs independently, that is a success story for us. So it's very, very important. And I like the story of Karen and such, they have gotten to that level where they can actually be able to self-advocate. And we need as many youth, of course, self-advocating. And where they need mentorship from us, we are here and open to ensure that they get the support that they need. Yes.
Thank you so
Also
much.
to add on that, I think what I'm getting is I'd written in the chats, maybe a career fair. Would that be an optional thing for what Nicole, for what you had said indicated, especially for meaningful employment. Maybe we meet with potential companies that would hire neurodivergent to just get something that they can be able to, for them to have an income generating activity. Is that something that you guys would want?
Yes.
Yes.
That is what you prefer? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
I think
that's
it's a
what we
good
prefer.
idea. Nicholas,
Oh, sorry,
you
Karen.
can, yeah, it's a good idea.
Sorry, I wanted to say probably we need to kind of like they think through it, and then we can arrange for another. We can always arrange just for a mentorship, like a mentorship session. We start arranging for mentorship sessions, and then we discuss on a specific issue. If it's like registering an organization, registering a company, AGPO, access to government procurement opportunities. I think we can be identifying a topic, and then we have like a membership, like a mentorship discussion on it. Yes.
Yeah.
So because I can
just
see it's
before
already 9:35.
it's going to 10. Actually, Jacinta is asking, how can one register as an organization? I don't know how. Especially if it's neurodivergent youth that advocates for persons who for dyslexic individuals. That is where that is definitely the question that she's asking about.
Actually, that
Then,
was my second question.
yes.
So how?
To become an organization of persons with disabilities?
Yeah, like Nicholas
part
has
of
been
you.
trying to register his, like he wants to register the youth community, but he wants to register, of course, but
with
you have an
UDPK.
easier way of doing it because now he has an idea, and there could be another youth also with an idea, and you could maybe somebody here might be able to know how to facilitate them so that they are registered, so that they don't lose their
identity
brainchild and what they want to do.
Okay.
It's difficult for us. Look, we are the only people, maybe the caregiver trying, but somebody here might have done it before. Maybe Alice, maybe you.
Yeah. So in essence, you'd want the youth, neurodivergent youth, to be part of UDPK, right? So let me see if Esther. Oh, okay, Esther.
So I had raised my hand much earlier, but then I can also connect it to this. The first thing I wanted to mention is right now, as Alice said, the whole aspect of youth inclusion, even within the movement, young people having their organization, and especially neurodivergent youth, it is an area that we are really focusing on, and then the whole area around employment as well. So I mentioned about the We Can Work program. We have another program as well called Future Makers. So both of them are yet to kick off. Future Makers probably around April, May. And within that, we do employability skills training. We usually we also organize career fairs, but then that includes all other youth. So those are some of the opportunities that I'm seeing that we can leverage on. Within We Can Work, we have a specific focus around building the agency capacity of young people with disabilities to have, to have their own, to be able to organize, take part within the disability movement, have that voice of young people, and especially young people from the neurodiverse community and other young people from underrepresented groups. And I think that is an opportunity that, as I said, we are just rolling out. We haven't begun those activities yet. So when we do get there, and I know Karen, we talk a lot. So when we do get to that point, those are opportunities that we'll share. We're even doing some trainings on leadership and advocacy with ADF. So specifically for young people. So young people who are interested, young people like Nicholas, who are interested in leading organizations, leading other young people in advocacy. So training on leadership and advocacy as well, and then further support. And as I said, that program is long. It's now we are in the second year, so we have another 6 years. So it will be like it's a process to build up, the presence, organizations of young people with disabilities. So those are opportunities that, when we get to rolling out that, we will. I will definitely make sure that we are sharing, and we have as many young people from the neurodivergent community coming on board for those. And within, especially this We Can Work program, we'll also have, I mentioned the supporting young people, those that want to get into wage employment and those that want to get into entrepreneurship, from startups, especially in areas, we have a specific focus around IT, and then, of course, other areas of entrepreneurship. So creating those opportunities for young people that want to be able to, young people within the disability community that are usually left behind, having them as the fore to access these opportunities for this kind of training. And I promise that when we get to that point of mobilization, just as we've done with the DIF, this is just one aspect of it. There is the other aspect of program participants, and we'll try and make sure that as many young people from the neurodivergent community get to access these opportunities. For registering as an organization, actually within the We Can Work program, we have an aspect around, I've mentioned the leadership trainings, but then also supporting young people who would want to organize and form their own organizations. I won't be able to share here, but I know, Nicholas, I mean, if you have conversations with guys like Kina Alice, on how to go about registering an organization, and then when it comes to those other aspects, and how do you, that's the internal capacity, like shaping up the organization. That is part of our role. So you can always reach out. You can always reach out for support and advice on how to go about it. Yeah, and within this program, We Can Work with, it has that specific focus. I'll make sure that we have as much involvement.
Thank you so much, Esther. So it's about 10. So we want to end this meeting. And I want to say thank you for everyone to join in this meeting. I hope you learned something. Have you? Hello, have you learned something?
Yes, we can't all talk.
Okay, no problem. So I really, really appreciate. Anyone has any question? The last question, we can we end now.
You could also look at the comments on YouTube.
Yes. In my side, somebody is saying it's a good to see you come out, focus on advocating for others, go on the urge and strength of God. Yeah, something like that. So I can ask Sarah to pray for us, and then we end the meeting.
Hi, Nicholas. Before Sarah prays, thank you very much for a job well done. You're asking for remarks or maybe any compliment. The entire team have listened through. Congratulations, keep up, and thank you for supporting our youth. And for Nicholas, I'm so proud of you. You've really done a good job. Thank you.
Thank you so
it's the
much
first time that I'm watching you there. And for everyone else, Alice, the UDPK, Akina Sarah, Akina Karen, everyone else, God bless you and keep you shining. Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you so much. So, Sarah, we can unmute and we can pray.
Okay, let's all bow our heads and pray. Dear Lord,
thank you for having this amazing talk about neurodiversity and how and the call of just application, just applying for applications. And I would like to I pray that God that thank you for giving us the best speakers and the best hosts, and thank you for giving us the amount of like knowledge between all of us as a group, as caregivers, as neurodivergents. Thank you for the opportunity that you've given us to talk about all sort of things, inclusion. I pray that when we finish, as we finish this meeting, that we all go back to, since we're getting to a week, I pray that our weeks will be full of happiness and joy. God bless. I pray that you cover all of us with your blood, and I pray that each and every one of us would be protected, and bless the food that we're about to eat, because yes, it's been a very informative, intense meeting that we've had here. We pray all this believing in Him. Amen.
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 So thank you.
Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Amen.
Wow.
Thank you everyone for
Have
joining.
a blessed night.
And good night, everyone.
Good
Thank
night.
you. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
And
Bye.
Thank you for coming.
have a blessed
Good
week.
night.
Good night, people.
Good night, guys.
Amen.
For those who are watching on YouTube, thank you so much for joining. And hope you have learned something new or something important for your youth. Make sure your youth get involved in this new opportunity, new things. And yeah, we'll organize more